Once again, today's League Cup 2026 match day -2 press conference for New York City FC. We are now joined by head coach Pascal Jansen. We first begin with his opening comments on the team's preparation for this upcoming League Cup match against Club Santos Laguna this Thursday.
Well, that can be very short. We're looking forward to this tournament. So MLS is on pause now for a while, and 3 games in 6 days will determine, hopefully, that we'll be in the tournament for a very long time.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Now we open the floor for questions. Please say your name and media outlet before your question.
Roberto Abramowitz, New York City Radio in Spanish. Pascal, last year, your first time doing Leagues Cup, and your first game was a 3-0 loss with Puebla. Obviously, the team later recovered and made the knockout stage. What was the biggest lesson that you got from that game, and how Leagues Cup works?
Nothing specific. I remember we came off quite a few games in the MLS, so our schedule was quite busy. What I do remember from that game is we made a few errors, a few mistakes, which cost us a couple of goals. And then after an hour, we got back into the race and should have scored multiple goals. But unfortunately, we lost that game. And that is something that we take with us into this year's tournament, that it's really, really important to start with a win and start well. So that is going to be the focus for us going into this edition.
Is there any difference that you see between the teams in Liga MX and the teams in MLS in generalities?
Based on the analysis we've done so far, I would say the intensity of the game is sometimes it's compatible, but longer periods it's a little slower at times, which can be also very deceiving because it depends on who you play and where you play in Mexico. But I just recall the memories from last year's tournament, and as I recall, the second game against Leon was very competitive from both sides, and then the final game in Yankee Stadium was even more competitive, which was the game I enjoyed the most. So I'm looking forward to those type of games in this tournament.
As far as Santos Laguna is concerned, what have you learned about them so far?
Well, we've analyzed them, obviously. They lost their final game against America, which was a 3-0 loss. But again, it's in their own league, and this is a short competition with a major prize that you could win at the end of the competition. So I think they will be very motivated to come and play here and play against us in the opening round, as we are. So it's something different than your own league, and we're looking forward to it.
One last question for me. What's the health of the team? We saw that Thiago Martins, went down, got back up, continued to play, but then eventually did go off.
Yeah.
What's his health, and how's the rest of the squad?
Thiago unfortunately has a minor strain, so he won't be available for this game. The rest of the team looks good in the sense of that Kevin O'Toole is back. Keaton Parks is in full training again, so that looks really well. But other than the usual suspects, we still have to wait for a couple, but they have bigger injuries and will not be available for the next time, or for the time being, and that requires patience.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Hi, Coach. Alex Nera, New York City FC. In previous interviews, you mentioned the importance of having fans out to Sports Illustrated Stadium, I think most recently in the U.S. Open Cup. Does that message still ring true for Leagues Cup? I know that support is really big in that stadium, and if so, what message do you have for the fans ahead of this tournament?
Put on your blue shirt and drive to Jersey and be with us. As you mentioned, the game that we played against Red Bull, it was full of blue shirts. And this is the tournament with 3 massive games against Mexican opponents, and I think we can use their help. So come out to Jersey.
Thank you, Coach.
Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you, Coach, for your assistance. We conclude this Leagues Cup 2026 match day -2 press conference for New York City FC. Welcome to today's Leagues Cup 2026
Recording in
Match Day
progress.
-2 press conference for New York FC. Bienvenidos a todos a esta conferencia de prensa previo al partido de Leagues Cup 2026 del club New York City FC. Para los medios de comunicación que desean escuchar interpretación en vivo de inglés al español o de español al inglés, ofrecemos esta opción mediante el enlace de Zoom. Le damos la bienvenida primero al delantero Agustin Ojeda del New York FC y después tendremos al director técnico Pascal Jansen. We will first begin with New York FC's forward Agustin Ojeda, and then later we will have New York City FC's head coach Pascal Jansen. Empezamos primero con Agustin Ojeda. Si él puede dar unos comentarios primero sobre el encuentro ante Santos Laguna este jueves, antes que comencemos con las preguntas.
Sí, obvio. Bueno, primero que buenas tardes, primero que buenas tardes a todos. Bueno, creo que el partido va a estar bueno, arrancar este encuentro con Santos Laguna, que es un gran rival, que sabemos que cada rival que jugamos en contra de la Liga Mexicana siempre es duro. Y bueno, vamos a tratar de hacer lo mejor para poder llevarnos los 3 puntos a casa y poder arrancar de la mejor manera el torneo de League Cup.
Okay. Muchas gracias, Agustín. Abrimos las puertas para la primera pregunta. Si por favor puede decir su nombre y medio de comunicación antes de su pregunta.
Roberto Abramovich, Radio de New York City FC. Agustín, las competencias internacionales tienen un sentido importante para ti. ¿Cómo cambia un partido internacional como este o una serie, verdad, a diferencia de la liga de MLS?
Sí, sabemos que obviamente es un torneo aparte que dura, creo que como mucho un mes. Es otra competición contra otros rivales, otro equipo que no suele jugar durante el año, y es lindo poder obviamente tener esa competición durante todos los años, no enfrentarte al mismo equipo y capaz que poder enfrentarte contra otros equipos que te suele llevar y poder enfrentarte con grandes jugadores, grande equipo, porque hoy creo que también la Liga Mexicana tiene buenos jugadores que fueron para allá y fueron grandes jugadores. Entonces creo que hoy esa competición es muy buena y esperemos que salga muy bien de nuestra parte para poder llevarnos las victorias que no sea necesaria para poder seguir adelante.
¿Qué es lo que sabes de Santos Laguna y qué es lo que esperas del partido del jueves?
No, la verdad que mucho no sé. Yo personalmente siempre cuando jugamos contra equipos, sea de MLS o de la Liga Mexicana, trato todo de fijarme y si tengo algún compañero, viste, que esté en ese equipo, por lo que vi no compartí con algunos, pero sí conozco a varios que han pasado por el club donde yo jugué antes. Entonces nada, eso es bueno, volver a encontrarnos, ¿viste? Volver a poder compartir una cancha. Como te dije, no compartí, pero bueno, estuvieron donde yo solé jugar antes. Así que nada, no soy de ver mucho los equipos, pero sí sí siempre se sabe de qué se trata cada equipo, y sabemos que Santos Laguna tiene buenas cosas como para aportar de ello.
Gracias.
Any other questions para el jugador Agustin Ojeda? Okay, so, si no hay más preguntas, esperaremos la llegada del director técnico New York FC, Pascal Jansen. If there are no other questions for the forward Agustin Ojeda, then we will await the arrival of New York City head coach Pascal Jansen.